Everyone, what's going on?
Are they popping in already? What's up, everybody?
Hi.
Come on in, come on in. It's the Saturday Morning Jam with Amanda and Emily. I'm going to start sharing out a little bit while people are coming in here. I had a really amazing week, as you can see, and Amanda noticed right away. I'm back in my own digs here, in my own office, in my own home. I love being away and love going on vacation, and I love coming home too. That's a good life right there, right?
Heck yeah.
How's your week?
My week's been amazing. Hi, Teresa. Yay.
Light workers.
It's been every moment to moment. I'll get into it more, but
yeah, seriously, that's what we're going to talk to today. Hello, ladies. Happy Saturday. What's up, David? All right, I shared out a couple places. Bex is in the house.
Yeah.
How's your week been, everybody? Glad you guys are all back. David and T-Dubs. My girl Teresa.
Dubs.
Yeah, T-Dubs. That's my girl. Yeah, how's the week been, everybody? I've noticed last week I was really in the space that Amanda talked about being like that she's really been experiencing this past week too, of really just having to be very still and just allow things to shift inside of us to really contain the energy that's coming in. Right, Nancy's here. If you guys, how many of you guys are finding yourself really needing to rest, really needing to just hold the energy, right? Yeah. I was moving out of it a little bit this week. I was moving a little more into that forward momentum and action, but I was deep in it last week. Like, yeah, just deep in it. And we're all going to go through it at just the perfect time for each one of us. But be aware that energy is out there. And what we've also noticed, hey, Sonia's in the house, is that
hi, Bex.
Things are changing from moment to moment. Our perspective changes from moment to moment. Mm-hmm. What we're creating, our future, our vibrations that we can tune into changes from moment to moment.
No, it's selenite. No.
It looks like a citrine.
Citrine. I can't even think right now. I'm so
where's my citrine? I think mine's inside.
Citrine is full of rainbows. This one's totally full of rainbows too.
Beautiful. Citrine's a great stone for joy, for abundance, it's actually really good for the third eye too. What do you use your citrine for, Amanda?
Expansion, bringing to me what I want, bringing the future in now, awakening to my sovereign state of being. I love
it. Some sovereignty today. Who wants to be free? You come to be free. Give me some.
Freedom. Yeah.
Yay, Jerry's in the house. Good morning, everybody. So I've noticed this trend of the requiring of us being so present in every single moment because things are shifting and changing so quickly. We're releasing things so quickly that we no longer need, family. Oh, wait, freedom there, Sonia. Aligna. Did I say that I think I did all right. Aligna says family. I love it.
Aligna or Elena? I don't know.
Not sure. Yeah, I love the crystal. Awesome. And so what I want to do for you guys today is bring in an activation energy and activations. Let's talk about activations briefly because they sound really like cosmic and very Star Trek-y. What activations are simply just putting our energy and our attention on a particular area where we want to expand. And you've all heard the saying, I'm sure, that energy follows intention, right? So really all you need to activate any part of your body, you guys out there trying to go for activating the third eye. Oh, it's Angela. It was backwards. Awesome.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome. Really, all you need to activate anything inside of your body, anything in your life, is to tune your awareness to it. Bob's here. What's up, Bob?
It's the psychic master, Bob.
Bob, yeah. I love all these high-powered beings that come in here joining us, holding the space. We've got high-powered folks in the house. We're lucky.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to bring through is an activation to really help give us that presence in our life. How does intention work? That's a great question. Well, intention is a power that is in the universe that exists. Like when we talk about love existing everywhere, being a frequency of energy, that we can plug into. It's everywhere. It's in everything. It's an all-present energy. Intention is an all-present energy force in the universe as well. And once we learn to figure out that that's what it is and that we can direct it by using our imagination, then we really become alchemists of using the idea of intention to create what it is that we want. You got to be very present, though, to be creating, because you are creating every single moment. And if you find yourself trailing off into the past, going over past hurts, frustrations, things, anxiety, stresses, whatever it is, or you're worried about the future, you're moving ahead and you're trying to worry about how you're going to get your bills paid or how you're going to resolve some conflict that you have with somebody, you're still creating. Okay, but you're not creating from a point of power and a point of presence. So being present in every single moment actually allows us to release some of the automatic emotions that we tie in to reactions that come up for us. It actually gives us some space, some breath in between our reaction time so that we can make sure that we're not bringing up or choosing to have a response that is of a lower vibration, which is going to create something lower in our future. So that's what I'm here to bring through for you today. Amanda, you want to talk a little bit about what you're going to share today?
Oh, so everything right now is about presence. There's nothing from the past. There's nothing, from the future. It's about the here and now. And it's about in every moment making that conscious choice as a sovereign being of light to be present, to be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, to listen to the body. If things don't feel good in the body, don't do it. These ideas of obligation, these shackles and chains of obligation, and I have to do and I need to do, and those tethers and ties, it's time for them to go. It's time to release and understand that you are a co-creator and that in any moment you can create what you want. You can bring to you what feels good. Mm-hmm. You can sit in that energy of bliss, neutrality, patience, love, and say, universe, this is what I want to bring to me all the time. This is what I want to feel and experience all the time. It is so important to allow these energies to come through and to expand outward from within your body, to allow this energy to really shift and make you what you are. The energies that are being offered right now are allowing us to quickly move the stuff from the past out. Done. I'm done with the lesson. I'm done with the experiences. I'm done with what was. So
I feel like you just answered Shauna's question in terms of the eclipse coming. Like, what should we know about the eclipse? Eclipse means time of transition and change. And this is exactly what Amanda's talking about. The most important aspect that you should realize is that this energy is moving your stuff to the surface to be examined and released. So you get the lesson so you don't keep repeating it, and so that you release it. And once we get that stuff out of the way, our intentions really begin to shift and change, become more powerful too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's really about this idea and intention to really shift what's currently going on in your paradigm. There is no more paradigm. What is a paradigm? It's a former construct of what we all believed in collective consciousness, what is. Those paradigms are now gone. Archetypes now gone. Even the idea of I'm an Aries and you're a Libra and I'm a this and you're that. We are all
a man, you're a woman.
Yeah, we are all sovereign beings of light. I'll tell you what's happening right now. These archetypes are dissolving.
Yes.
These archetypes are dissolving, and we are moving into a state of presence, or what they call the primary timeline, where past, present, and future is. It's all in one frequency, one band. So it's allowing this energy to fully integrate in the body. And I can tell you, for me, I've been tired off and on. I've been foggy brain. I find I'm not foggy when I'm present. Mm-hmm. There's total clarity in presence. There's total clarity in listening to my body and being in presence. But when I try to pull stuff from the past or try to get into like, what am I going to do tomorrow? Okay, I have that session tomorrow. What am I going to get into? What am I going to do? When I try to go there, it's really quite foggy. Mm-hmm. So it's about adhering to the present moment and allowing your energy to sit in that. It's allowing the energy to be present in that and allowing the energies coming in to integrate fully into your current state of being.
I love that. You described, Amanda, and we do this with each other. We realize you described with words just there exactly what I did, not only yesterday in the sensory deprivation pod, the salt pod thing that I went into, which was really cool.
What's that?
Right? It's this place in Ventura that I went to called the Ventura Float Center. And my friend Scott.
Do you go in like a...
Yeah, you go in like a contained pod, and there's 10 inches of water with 1,000 pounds of salt and magnesium dissolved into this water. So you're so buoyant. You go in there and you lay, and they seal you in. You're in there. It's silent. It's dark, and you're in there with yourself and your space and just being very present. And since it was my first time in there, I wanted to just really experience and just be present in that space. And as soon as I did, and I got to that, just like, it feels like the mother's womb. They say just being in that and just allowing and being present and not expecting or trying to nothing I was put on it, just being there. Mm-hmm. And it reminded me totally of the past week I spent in my parents' salt pool, just floating, feeling that need to just be in that space and absorb it and integrate it and not do a lot of mental processing. And so that's real. That's going on. That was my experience, and I hadn't discussed that with Amanda, and she showed up and described that to a T. So I love that when that happens, Amanda.
Yay! Perfect.
Krista says they have those in Atlanta. Definitely try that. It was really pretty amazing.
You do have them here too. In fact, I've seen them on like Groupon. I don't know if people have heard of Groupon, but I've seen you can go to these things. I have not tried it yet myself, but
well, if you have a bathtub at home, you don't have to put 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt in there, but you can put quite a bit in there, right? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Sonia said I came out glowing. Yeah, I did a video before and after I went in, so that was pretty fun.
Oh, awesome.
And I wanted to share one more thing before we get started. I also love what you were talking about, Amanda. When we become present and we sit in that energy, we begin to realize that we can create our, whatever it is that we want. We begin to realize that we are co-creators. That's so important to realize because you're doing it anyway. You're co-creating anyway in every single moment. And if you don't realize that you're doing it and you don't bring your awareness to the process, you create on default mode.
Right.
You need to get that out. You create based on what Amanda talked about, the old paradigms. These paradigms, this collective consciousness, these tribal norms, these are dissolving right now. And as each one of us begin to create our new paradigms, what's going to be our new construct of how we operate, we are actually reprogramming the collective. We are reprogramming this grid so that others have the ability to tap into it too. So this work that you're doing, everyone showing up here today, let me just thank you all and give you a pat on the back for showing up. Not only are you shifting things inside of yourself, but you're holding the space for the entire planet to receive this ability to shift and upgrade consciousness as well. So thank you, each and every one of you who are here doing your work this morning, just like Amanda and I are showing up here doing your work. Let's check in and see are you guys about ready to get going?
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, see, so I wonder, Bob, have you actually been in one? That's the question. Have you actually tried it yourself? Because I want to try it too. Please.
Check this out. Derek said he floated a few weeks ago, and towards the end of his float, he saw 5 higher beings, higher aspects of myself. It was great. That's so cool.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's totally
really cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
I did begin to see some lights towards the end, which was pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy says she's observed herself in all the interactions. The more present, the more wonderful energy that was happening in front of me. Yeah, don't you find, Nancy, that you return to a state of awe? It's like a childlike state of awe where every single thing that you're experiencing can make you feel in a state of awe. Annie says her third eye is activated. Awesome. Receiving a lot of information, receptive to the ancestors. Yep, ancestors come in to really help us. You were able to remove negative entities from your son's energy field. Go, girl. The Palo Santo smudge. Yeah. Annie's been doing some work. Get some, Annie. I'm proud of you. And thank you for sharing. That's inspiring and empowering to everybody.
That's cool.
Cool. All right. So thank you guys for sharing. Let's go ahead and get started today. We're going to do, like I said, a meditation to activate our ability to stay more present. This means just in an every moment to moment, like Nancy described, being aware of what's in front of you, finding an awe for what's in front of you as well. And this is also designed to give you space in between a reactionary moment that you have, a trigger moment, let's say. It's much easier to stay in our zone when everything seems to be going really great around us. And then something happens that will trigger us. And it might trigger an old emotional response coming out. And sometimes what happens is when we get triggered, we go into an automatic response mode and we're not even recognizing that we do it. Sometimes we can feel so justified in being angry or frustrated based on the situation. And there's never a high vibe excuse for being worried, for being angry, or being frustrated.
Right.
Okay. And I know that that's been challenged before, because I know that I liken a lot of our expansion and awareness and Christ-like consciousness to Jesus. I go back to Jesus. Jesus said, "The least among you can do all that I have done and more." And he was performing some great miracles and programming the grid himself. There was an episode in the Bible where he gets really mad and he starts flipping over the tables when he goes in. So maybe Jesus, I don't know if Jesus had a human moment. I don't know if there's like anger is a different kind of justification. Do you have any insights on that one, Amanda? Because that's one area where Annie said sometimes it's hard not to get angry. So
it's all just energy. I mean, the feeling of anger in the body is the same as the feeling of excitement. What's happening in the physical body is the same thing. You don't want to be excited too long either. It's putting your body in a state of almost fight or flight. It's impacting the nervous system. That's the whole point of meditation, for example, is bringing your body back into homeostasis. Whether you get overly excited, bring it back, calm it down. Whether you get, this is why kids, they get so excited all day long. At night, they sleep like rocks because they put themselves in that excited state so much throughout the day. You're labeling it. Okay. Whether you're angry or excited, the same thing is happening in the body. Whether you burst out in anger with yelling, or whether you burst out with laughter or hollering because you're on a roller coaster, you're so excited, it's the same physical things are happening in the body, and it's how you're labeling it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with experiencing the energies of anger, experiencing the energies of excitement, allowing that stuff to move up and out. And this is one of the things I want to get into today around, when you experience that feeling of anger, you no longer need to define it. You don't need to examine it. Where did it come from? Is it from when I was in 5th grade and such happened? You don't need to go into it. You don't need to go deep into why you're angry or where it's coming from. You just say, thank you for this energy and I'm done with it. And you dissolve it. Thank you for coming up to be released, and you let it go. The energies that are present right now are allowing you to immediately dissolve stuff that no longer serves you. You don't need to dredge through the lessons anymore. Cool. You don't need to dredge through the pain anymore. You just, if you're experiencing it, you let it come up and you let it go. But what's happening in the physical body is the same thing.
It reminds me of like when people talk about sugar, there's no difference between drinking a can of soda and drinking a big glass of juice. It all has that same response inside of your body. And I'm not a nutritionist, but I know a little bit about the subject, but not a ton. But I know how devastating sugar can be for our body. And sometimes we try to say, oh, but there are good sugars, right? It sounds a lot the same. Oh, but this is a good emotion that I'm feeling. And I tend to get really, really excited. This is going to be a good one for me, to be able to be joyful and to have inspiration and positive energy without being so about it all the time. I bet I'll be able to contain more, because I do. I tend to get really excited.
Hey, I don't know if you want to do your meditation right now, and then we'll get into where I want to go, because we're talking about what I want to talk about.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's meditate, everybody. All right, everybody sitting up nice and straight. Pulling out my tuning fork here. Let's take a deep breath in together. Filling your lungs all the way to the capacity, and exhaling through your mouth nice and slow. Good. One more deep inhale through the nose. Feeling the air rush, cool air rush in. Holding and then exhaling through your mouth. Feel where the air is coming on your lips. Tune your awareness to that space. Okay, these kind of exercises, tuning your awareness to where you feel the breath, you feel the energy, breathe in through your nose, feel the coolness. That right there is part of your activation. Exhaling, breathing out through your mouth and feeling where the air is pushing out on your lips. This is fine-tuning your awareness. This is fine-tuning your energetic grid to be able to stay very present, very aware. One more deep breath in. Feeling even stronger now, that space where the air rushes in, and exhaling. Again, getting more acute at finding that area where the air moves through the lips. Good job. Now bringing your awareness to central column of light, running up and down your spine. Crystalline column of light. And then with your next exhale, sending that column of light like roots of a tree, letting it go down, sinking down into Mother Earth. Tune your awareness to feeling that sinking and moving down. Now allow yourself to move through the crystalline caves of Mother Earth. Feel the energy that you pick up from moving through the giant selenite caves inside Mother Earth. Good, and then sinking down more and more, all the way till you sink into the crystalline core center of Mother Earth. And then just allowing yourself to sink into that vibration for just a moment. Integrate with that energy. It's like a warm hug. It's a warm greeting. Good, and then breathing that energy back up, that central column, breathing it all the way up, moving it up with your energy, with your intention. Good, and then exhaling. Deep breath in, pulling up that Mother Earth energy, activating all dormant strands of DNA, activating your ancient wisdom, activating your intuition, your divine knowing. Good job. Then taking that central column of light now, extending it out the top of your head. I feel a lot of energy in the crown chakra right now, tingling in my head. I don't know if you guys feel that too. Sending that energy, that crystalline column of light all the way up through the atmosphere, passing by the moon, passing the sun, passing the solar system, passing the galaxy, passing the other galaxies in our universe, coming up to that invisible force field there at the edge of the universe. And with one more breath, extending beyond that into the timeless space of the Akash, of the ether, where past, present, and future are all one moment of presence. And allowing yourself to bring that energy back down, that ultimate presence, that ultimate convergence of all time and space, bringing it down, letting it come into your light body. Think about this chemistry formula that we brought in. We brought in all of the unconditional love and all of the wisdom of the earth plane into our light body. And now we've brought in the timeless presence of past, present, future, all being integrated in the same moment. Intertwining that with all of the ancient knowing and wisdom and unconditional love that's available from Mother Earth. Feel what kind of chemistry experiment, what kind of energy experiment that's making inside of your body right now. That is an upgrade in energy that allows you to interact and reprogram the crystalline grid of the planet with your new thought programs. Good, let's take a few deep breaths and just run the energy through this entire column of energy we've created. Deep breath in. And exhaling. Exhale all of it out. Don't rush it, but get it all out. Deep breath in. And exhaling out. Every time you breathe, put your awareness in the two places that we talked about. As you exhale, feeling it, the breath leave your lips. And as you inhale, feeling the cool air come in through your nose. Good job. Now, everyone, I want you to bring your awareness to the brain right now. And I want you to imagine a grid work inside that covers that entire space of your mind, a grid, 3D grid. All right, now I'm going to call in all beings of light, all ascended masters who are here to help with this project, all light beings who are specialists in reprogramming and restructuring grid work, asking them to come in, asking the ancestors and the loved ones here to hold space, allowing us to feel safe, calling in the great teachers, the great professors from the Akash. All right, and so now everyone, I want you to call forward. So we have so many beings here around us. Each one of us right now, they're instructing me to ask you and to let you know, each one of you has your own specialized team here right now in this moment, ready to restructure the programming inside of your mind, to restructure the grid and how synapses fire through your mind to give you space in between your thoughts and your emotions and your reaction time. Also to bypass areas where you've learned to think in default mode, where you've learned where one thought triggers an emotion that takes you back to an old timeline. We have beings in place here right now that are ready to reprogram that for you. So in order to receive that, you need to give them your permission, calling forward your team from this massive amount of high light beings around us right now. Calling forward your team. I call forward my divine light team. And allow yourself to feel their presence emerging from the circle where they encompass us and coming just directly to you. Feel them as they come and surround you individually. And now just give them your permission to adjust and rewire, rework, reprogramming only to your highest good, only what you're ready to receive, only the shifts and transitions and the higher vibrations that you're ready to receive now in this moment. And then just, we're going to take some deep breaths together while we allow them to work on the thought body where our thoughts, where our paradigms of belief are generated and connected to the tribal consciousness, just allowing them to do their work. Right now, the grid is getting more fine-tuned, so it's almost like, imagine the crosswork that you see. So the grid, wherever the lines intersect, add 3 more lines in between each grid point, each ley line. So the grid becomes much finer. There become more access lines of energy running through there. See your grid becoming finer, finer, finer. So it's almost like it's moved from an image that would look like that old graph paper. Remember when you were in school and you were in math class and you were graphing charts? So see the grid work at that size to begin with, and then as they add more lines of energy coming in, then the grid work, the size becomes like a mesh screen out a window. See the difference? And see this grid work with crystalline diamond light, okay? Crystalline diamond rays of energy running to create this grid work. Good. Continuing to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Keeping focused on that presence where the breath is entering and the breath is leaving. And now they're done programming the grid work of each of our individual reflections of the collective consciousness. And now they're moving into creating a bigger structure of grid work around the planet, using the grid work that they've created in each one of us as the template for the higher levels, the higher strains of consciousness, the presence in every moment for each person. Allowing this to be connected to the collective consciousness, reprogramming the collective consciousness. Good job. Feel the energy around the head, the crown chakra, just feeling the energy in that area. It's very localized energy in this area right now. Good. And now we just want to ground this energy in. Okay, so we want to recognize right now that what we're going to do is we're going to send this energy through our central column of light, sending it down into the earth, anchoring it deep into the crystalline core center of Mother Earth so that we are tethered here on the planet. We're anchored in. So deep breath in. And with intention, exhaling, powerfully sending all of that energy down into the earth, programming the crystalline grid of the earth, sending it anchoring down deep into the crystalline core energy of Mother Earth. When we ground and we anchor, we allow ourselves to bring this energy and bring it into our lives, into presence, so it has actual meaning in our day-to-day circumstances. It's not just ethereal information that is interesting and makes you go, oh, wow. It really has the ability to shift the way that you behave and that you respond on this planet, grounding that energy in. And then we also shift the entire collective energy of the planet when we ground. Good job. Deep breath in. One more deep breath. All together, collective breath. Expanding through the heart space, expanding and exhaling. Good job. Okay, allowing yourself just to be present right now for a few moments before Amanda begins to speak for us. Notice where you're feeling the energy. Just be present with it. Just noticing and being. And now not even noticing, just being. Release your need to even notice where the energy is. And just be fully present. Good job. All right. All right, Amanda, I'm going to turn it over to you when you're ready.
Okay, we're done. That was very, very powerful. What I saw in terms of my grid, I'm hearing an echo of myself. I'm not sure why. But what I saw and felt was, it's almost like, you know, when there's like scaffolding in and around my entire being, like a cylinder of scaffolding all the way down, but it was like golden and crystalline and light and sparkly and luminescent, but it was like scaffolding starting in my brain, going all the way down through the body, and just that energy and that feeling and that experience of fine-tuning. Really, really powerful, my dear. My goodness. Yeah. I feel different. I'm sure everyone listening right now is going, oh, I'm feeling different. Comment if you are capable. The amount of presence right now is very powerful. So people
it is very powerful.
I don't even know.
Let's see. Annie said she's seeing magenta. So Raj talked about feeling like it was important to create an orb of protection. Some people feel that that's important. I've heard other energy healers say, yeah, we're in a space of light right now. You need to do it. You need to follow whatever feels like the right thing for you. And Tarek says, so relaxed. Even for an example in this meditation, what they were bringing through, and that was just, I had not prepared anything to come in with you guys. This is just being present in the moment and allowing the beings to come and speak through me. But just like when I said, keep the energy localized up here and keep the grid work working up here, in Amanda, they were working down her entire body. Okay, so if you feel, and the colors were slightly different. Okay, the colors they were telling me were like the crystalline platinum colors, and she saw gold, and that's cool. One way where you can really receive more upgrades of your own intuition is by following it without judgment of you're doing it wrong or the other person is doing it wrong. That's a lesson in and of itself. When you're present, the layers of lessons that you get are phenomenal. It's not just what you're teaching or doing or learning. There are lots of undercurrents happening underneath it too. So you always follow what your intuition is telling you.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good point. Mm-hmm. I am really high right now.
Sorry.
I am very present. It's really, really beautiful. Thank you. Mm-hmm. The big thing that I want to talk about today is being present and what we've been going through and where we're going. So this primary timeline that we're now entering, that our physical state of being is now entering, our creator being has always been there, right? So we're now integrating these higher dimensional aspects of ourselves into our physical body, into the physical plane. And so with that, I know that I've been experiencing moments of fogginess, very tired. Yesterday I had a headache. I haven't really had a headache like that in forever. And the headache kind of came on as soon as my sons left for the weekend. So it's like the timing was, you're going to be quiet. You're not going to get on the computer and TV. You're going to allow this energy to integrate, and allow the vibrational frequencies that are here and present for you to totally sink in. If you become sick or like have a cold, your energy is telling you you've got to stop. You've got to be quiet. You've got to rest. By going through each moment, one step at a time. So in this moment, I feel good listening to this. So you're listening. In the next moment, I feel like I want to lay down. So lay down. Mm-hmm. If you thought you were going to go to the store just when this got done, but instead you feel it more like you want to lay down, then lay down. Mm-hmm. Then lay your body down, let your body rest. And then when you decide to go to the store later, when you feel like the energy's there to go to the store, then you can actually get up and go. You can actually make it happen. Yeah, me too, Courtney. Me too. For the feeling of tiredness and naps. Mm-hmm. It is most important as a co-creator being of light. In order to feel the true feeling of freedom and emancipation, you've got to stay in the present moment, and you've got to have the discipline to do so. And it's actually extremely simplified living. It's actually very simplified living. It's as simple as listening to your body and how you feel about going a direction in every moment, doing something in every moment. Right now, I'm hungry. I know after this, I'm going to want to eat. It's making a choice to eat something healthy out after this for grounding. It's in every moment making that conscious choice as a conscious being to be the light that you are, to be that sovereign being of light that you are. If you are feeling energies that are not, energies come in or come through the pain of the past or whatever that you think you're starting to experience, say to that energy, thank you for the lessons that I've learned, and let it go. Crumple it up like a piece of paper and throw it into the virtual bonfire. I was channeling Dr. Wayne Dyer the other night. I channeled Dr. Wayne Dyer very powerfully. In fact, maybe I'll bring him through now. I feel so high, though. I don't even know. Woo! Like, I'm so present. And what I mean by high is just this level of presence. Yeah. What we're stepping into, what we are, is this level of neutrality. It's a neutrality you experience. Not too high, not too low. You are neutral to your experiences. You are neutral to the external experiences going on around you. It's that place of detachment. It's that level of detachment and allowing what's happening and experiences to go on, but not completely diving into the energy of every experience and feeling like you've got to learn a lesson. The lessons are done. The lessons are done, people. We are all sovereign beings of light, ready to serve. We're all ready to serve. We're here, we're ready to serve, we're ready to go. So you don't need to dredge through things to learn lessons. Now, that being said, if you choose to drink 5 beers and you feel like crap, you're going to learn your lesson. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is all this stuff from the past, from your childhood and from past lives and going into your past lives and feeling experiencing to release. Everything's moving into the present moment in this primary timeline. Everything's coming to here. Everything's coming to a space of just knowing and being in your present state, and that's it. Mm-hmm. When stuff comes up from the past that you feel needs to be released or you're starting to experience, you want to shift out of that energy into something that is more positive. And that's what Dr. Dyer's always talked about. This is where he's always gone. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him through right now to talk about these things, because he's very clear about where we're supposed to be going, what we're doing, and what's currently going on. So let me take a few deep breaths. Everyone take a deep breath in with me. Exhale. Taking a deep breath. Exhale. Taking a deep breath. Exhale, I'm going to bring them through. Here we go again. Here we go again. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone out there today. Hello, everyone that's going to listen to this in the future, because the future is actually here now. There is no past, present, and future. It's really all about now and being in the present moment. This is what I've always talked about. This is what I always preached about when I was alive on this plane, and now we're actually experiencing it. Now we're actually saying, okay, here we are in this present moment. That's all that is. There's no reason to dredge in stuff in the past. You can work on bringing in the future. You can pull in the energies you desire into your present moment. That is absolutely fact. But it's not about, I want this in the future. It's about, I'm going to feel the future now. I'm going to experience the future now in my body now. It's about bringing that energy into the present moment now and allowing that frequency to penetrate your body. So for example, I worked through this magnificent being of light here the other night with a client. She had a client, and this client talked about loving to be in the Maldives. And the energy and the presence and the vibration of what it's like to be in the Maldives, and how she wished she could be there again. And when she came back to the U.S., she felt this major sense of loss and you know, this energy that had dissipated. Put yourself there now. Instead of dredging up stuff from the past and bringing it into the present moment, turn this way and experience that energy of the Maldives. Go into meditation. Bring that energy to you now. Declare to the universe that this is what you want to feel all the time, and bring it in. As a co-creator being of light, as a creator being here to experience what it's like to be on Earth, you can bring that energy to you now. There is no reason why you cannot feel that energy right now. This is what I've always talked about. It's pulling in the future now. It's not setting intentions for the future as it's going to happen in the future. It's setting intentions to bring the future to you now in this present moment. The experiences you are feeling now into the present moment as we are sitting here. It's feeling those vibrations, knowing that you can experience it all the time, and declaring it to the universe as a co-creator. I want this now, and I want this all the time. Mm-hmm. There is no need or reason to dredge yourself through lessons anymore. That paradigm has disappeared. That paradigm is of the past. The ideas that we had to live our life and suffer through all these things as empathic beings of light to come back to being an empathic being, no more. Done, done, done. There's no reason you need to suffer anymore. There's no, this paradigm or idea or framework of pain and suffering to realize the light. It is old. It is done. You can stand strong as your sovereign being of light and say, I'm here to serve and experience the love and experience the light. And that's it. When feelings of pain and anger come up, dissolve them, resolve them. There's no reason you need to quote unquote sit in them anymore to release them. That is not necessary. Going into your past is not necessary. If the stuff comes up in the present moment and you realize, oh, this is from my whatever, then you can dissolve it. You can say, I'm done with it now. Thank you for the lessons. Goodbye. as a co-creator being, as a true sovereign being of light in this energy, you can say, you know what? Thank you so much for serving me in this life, and I'm now done with you. Goodbye. It's like the energy of reading something of the past. It's like when you bring your past into the present, because that's what you're doing through your thoughts. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts that end up generating feelings in the body. You're pulling your past into the present. Who the heck wants to do that? Who the heck wants to pull your past into the present experience?
Right.
Not me, not anyone I know. However, when you are thinking about stuff that's happened in the past and you are bringing it into the present moment, you are pulling it forward, you're experiencing it in the now. There is no past. There is no past, past. You're now experiencing it in the current state of being. You've dredged it up. You feel like you have to sit in it to release it. You're experiencing it in your current state. You're generating that reality. Okay? And that is what your truth is. That is what you're telling yourself you have to suffer. Yes. You have to suffer in the body in order to grow. BS. Mm-hmm. That's a bunch of BS, and we are so done with it.
Isn't it funny how we totally justify going up into those old patterns and programmings and thinking through it, but we feel so silly when we just sit and imagine what it is that we want, but we're doing the same thing. Yeah, it's the same exact act of it's the same thing.
It's all the same, Miss Emily. It's all the same. I have told clients again and again, in this space, I'm available for all of you. I can have one-on-one sessions with all of you. It's just how the energy works. I don't explain it. I can't explain why, but I can have these experiences with all of you. And I can tell you that what I see people doing is they bring forth the past as if it's still necessary to be worked through. Nothing from the past needs to be worked through. The energy that's present now can dissolve everything from the past, mm-hmm. so that you are here and now, you're present. This is the primary timeline. These are the energies that are present planetarily that are affording us this opportunity now for the next several weeks. We have the opportunity to literally shift out of the old state of being into the present moment and bring the future into the now. Bring the future into the now. Bring the future into the now. Our future selves are already involved. Our future selves are saying, yes, come here. You're sovereign being of light. You're already emancipated. You're free. Do it. Be that. Yeah, bye-bye trauma. Exactly. It's this experience of allowing the presence no matter what is going on. So rather than dredging up the past and feeling that energy of the past, when it comes up, you say, thank you for the lesson. Goodbye. I'm done. Or like the way that I like to talk about it, it's like you're reading it on a piece of paper. When that past comes present and you're feeling it in the body, it's like you read it on a piece of paper, you crumple up the piece of paper, and you throw it into the virtual bonfire, and you see it dissolve. The past is done. Why bring it forward? There's no need for that anymore. That's an old paradigm that is now dissolving. Literally through this space, through these portals available right now, through this condensing of timelines into the present moment, all that is offered and known right now in this moment is our present timeline. There's nothing back here. And if you want to bring in the future of magnificence, if you want to feel the incredible energy, you bring it to you now. You experience that energy you want to bring to you now. So if you want to go to a place like the Maldives, if you want to go to a place like Hawaii, you set yourself in that energy of what you want to feel when you're there. Why do you have to go on vacation to feel what you want to feel? Why can't you just feel that energy now in this moment and bring it to you? It's about no longer needing to bring up the past and feel the pain, mm-hmm. to realize the lessons, mm-hmm. to release it. That's old. That's done. In fact, where we want to go as a species, as humanity, as all beings of light from different parts of the universe here in this, moving into the higher dimension of New Earth. Okay, where we want to go is everyone being born into this new dimension of higher earth, everyone being born into this new dimension of higher earth, new earth, comes in as a sovereign being of light, and that's where they need to stay. They don't need to suffer pain and trauma and abuse to somehow realize their light again. That's craziness. That's crazy. Why have we needed to come into our life to suffer lessons, to learn empathy, to realize our light again? That makes no sense. At this point in time, that's like ludicrous. That's ludicrous. That's craziness. And I know that there's no tomorrow and there's no past. It's like we don't need to suffer to awaken. That's a bunch of BS. No more suffering to awaken. No more pain to awaken. If you feel pain in the body because you feel obligated to go somewhere or meet with someone, then don't do it. It means in that moment, it's not the best time to go meet with that being or do that thing. Instead, you stay home, you don't go meet with that person or do that thing, and then maybe 2 hours from now, you're okay to go do it. Or maybe a week from now, you're okay to go do it. But the most important thing is to adhere to the alignment of your own sovereign state of being and your own feeling of emancipation and freedom. That is the most important thing, is to sit in that presence, feel in the body what you're feeling. If pain comes through the body, then say, thank you, pain, for coming in to be released. I'm done with you. Thank you for the lesson. Goodbye. And you can trick yourself. Okay, so let's say you're in a thought pattern. You're on a hamster wheel. Everyone does it. You're running on this hamster wheel of pattern and energy, and you're like so done with it. You can trick yourself by feeling your body and saying, oh, you know what? I'm hungry in this moment. I'm going to go over here and get something to eat. It literally stops that hamster wheel in that moment, or that pain in the body. You know what? I think I'm thirsty. I'm going to go get some water. It's like in that immediate moment, you're changing the physical chemistry of your body, or you're listening to the physical chemistry in your body to go do something else. Now, through that process, when you go from here and being in that painful state or that hamster wheel thought pattern, when you go from here to get that drink of water, when you go to get that drink of water, bless the water. I love you, water. Thank you so much for coming into my body. Think about what the water is going to do in your cells. Think about the water, the blessing of the water through the body from the top all the way down through the bottom. Change everything you were thinking and doing. Become present. Oh my gosh, this is water. This is magnificent. This is incredible. Look at it. Wow. It's amazing. Put it into your body. Think about the unconditional love of the water going into your body and change out of that pattern. There's no reason you need to be on that hamster wheel. The idea of needing to be on that hamster wheel to release that hamster wheel, BS. Jump off the hamster wheel. That's old stuff. Get off the hamster wheel, drink the water, and then think about what it's like to be in Hawaii and totally relax and float. Think about what it's like to be in the ocean and float gently. Think about what it's like to be in the ocean and have the dolphins swimming around you gently. That's the energy you want to bring in, and that's where you want to go. It is 100,000 times, billion times more relevant to think about where you want to go and positive stuff versus pain and past stuff. This whole idea that we need to experience pain to release it is BS. You're not ignoring stuff if you don't want to experience it. You ask it to go, you say thank you, and you ask it to go, and it goes. It's an actual thought pattern. It's an actual paradigm that is dissolved. This idea that we have to experience pain to release it. And if we don't experience pain, we're denying it. Bullshit.
Say it.
That's a bunch of BS, that we have to experience the paradigm of pain, otherwise we're ignoring it. You're recognizing it by it coming up. You're recognizing the pain. You're saying, oh, there's pain here. Oh, I feel this pain. But you're not, quote unquote, stuffing it by saying, okay, I see it. I feel it. I'm done with it. I dissolve it. God bless you.
Thank you.
I'm done with it. I dissolve it. I'm done with it. I dissolve it. You're acknowledging it. You're acknowledging the anger. You're acknowledging the pain. You're acknowledging the sadness. Fine, acknowledge it. Don't get into it. Don't tell the freaking story about it. Don't go into the information of it. Don't go into the depths of it and think you have to sit in it and bring it into the present moment to release it. BS. Done. Done, done, done. You crumple up that virtual piece of paper that past story is written on, because it is a story. Everything's a story. All our perceptions or realities are stories. You crumple up that story, that piece of paper, and you throw it into the virtual bonfire and you watch it dissolve with gratitude. Thank you so much for the lesson. I'm throwing it into the fire and I'm dissolving it. So when you experience those things, it's the ability to see it from a more detached perspective, a more neutral state of being, okay? It's that ability to pull up into that more neutral state of being, recognizing it and saying, you know what, as a co-creator, I don't need this. Mm-hmm. As a co-creator, I don't want this anymore. As a co-creator, I'm done with this. There's no reason I have to keep this sitting here. Mm-mm. Just like if someone in your space, their vibration is just like, okay, it's not working. Like our vibration is not resonating. Then what you do is you ask and you say, we're done. Like you're done with that, being around that being for however long you need to be done. It's the simplicity of it. The absolute simplicity of it is the presence that is available to you at all times. It's so simple. It's so simple to feel your body, touch your body, recognize, how is my body feeling right now? Does this conversation feel good? No, it doesn't. I'm turning it off. Does this storyline feel good? No, it doesn't. I'm just going to stop the thinking pattern. As a true sovereign being of light, this is the freedom that is afforded to you. This is the excitement that is afforded to you. The ability to be in a space of neutrality and detachment and go through your experiences from a more detached state of being. Mm-hmm. Go through your experiences from a more like, I'm experiencing this, I'm going through it. Wow, what does this feel like? What am I experiencing it? And if it doesn't feel good, shift it. It's more important to shift out of it than shift into it. It's more important to shift into bringing the future to you now than to go to the past. Somehow we've had this idea that we have to go into the past and clear our past and feel the pain of the past and release the past. It's done. It's over. And that was our paradigm. I'm not saying it wasn't relevant. That was our former paradigm. But you guys all want to know what you're stepping into. This is what you're stepping into. The pain and suffering is no longer relevant. In the new earth, the beyond 5D earth, whatever you want to call it, this new earth, this new plane, this new state of being, this primary timeline we're moving into, there is no need for suffering and pain. If you feel pain and you suffer, you go, why? And then you fix it. You feel pain, you feel suffering, you say, thank you very much. I've learned that lesson. I'm now going to dissolve you. Goodbye. When you come into this world as a baby and you're a very young child, that's how you come in. You come in as this being of light and you're like joyful and you're hungry and don't take my toy or you're going to piss me off. You move on from that. You're with your little friends, beings of all different colors and shapes and sizes play together when they're like 2 and 3. They don't care. There's no judgment. You're all in the sandbox playing, as long as you don't take my shovel or my toy, we're good. You touch my toy and I'm going to have a problem with you. And guess what? I'm going to let you know. I'm authentic. Children are authentic. Unless they've been taught to suppress their feelings and emotions and crap. Children are authentic. They're going to tell you how they feel. They're going to say, don't take my shovel. Mm-hmm. That's not nice. Don't take my shovel. So we're going back to our childlike state of being. We're going back to that experience of being present and allowing our bodies to dictate what comes next, what feels good. And we're doing this in a conscious way. And let me tell you, by doing this in a conscious way, you're not only impacting yourself, you are shifting everything and everyone around you. You're moving everything around you. You're shifting everything. So how about as simple as being, like Buddha, being, that state of being and presence will shift everything around you. You don't always have to be doing to shift the work, to do the work. You don't always have to be doing to help the planet, to help all beings on the planet, to help everything and everyone. You don't always have to be doing. You can, by being present for yourself, by being a conscious being of light, a sovereign being of light who is fully emancipated and free to co-create at all times, moment by moment. By being that way, you are shifting the planet. You are helping others raise to this new dimension. You are helping others resolve into the primary timeline. You want to move into the primary timeline? You want to be present for Lionsgate? You want to be present for the total solar eclipse? All you got to do is listen moment by moment to what your body wants. If you said you were going to go to a concert and you're exhausted and you're sick, don't go. Don't go. There's always going to be more concerts. There's always going to be more things happening. It's adhering to the presence. And there's only going to be total clarity in the presence. You can plan things all day long through your calendars. You can plan all sorts of stuff. That's fine. We still work in that timeline. But don't worry about those future items. Because when you come to those future items, you'll know what to do. That's the whole point of being present. The right people will cross your path at the right time if you're present. The right signs will show up as they need to if you're present. It's just how it works. It's just the harmony of the universe, the music of the universe, allowing the music and the orchestra of the universe to orchestrate everything through your being is the whole point. That's the primary timeline. Thank you very much, Miss Emily. Magnificent being, Emily.
Thank you so much.
Daughter of light.
Boom.
Daughter of mine.
Oh, there too. I don't want the echo. Thank you too. This has been just a really powerful time that we spent together these past Saturdays in July. So I want to invite you guys, if you're just joining on this time, this is your first time. I know we had a couple first timers in here. Each session with Amanda on these Saturday morning awakenings with Amanda and Emily has been this powerful, right? We had Lord Cthulhu come in. We had Lord Buddha come in. We've done a lot of really deep meditations and shifting. And none of this was necessarily planned. It was Amanda and I felt after we did a first interview together, we felt like there was more. There was more that we needed to show and share here with you guys. And so we've just simply shown up. We agreed with each other, with the universe, to show up for the past string of Saturdays and to bring in whatever energy is coming through. And now in hindsight, when we look back, Amanda, does this happen for you? I'm just like, oh my gosh, that was a divinely constructed month of powerful shift. So I invite you guys, go back and check out the other broadcasts if this is the first time you're here. If you go to the Akashic Academy Facebook page, now I'll show you here on my phone. You can scroll through and go through every single video, but I don't know if you guys know this because I just learned it. You can also go to the page and you'll see right here on there where it says you can click, where you can click videos. Like right down here, you click on videos and it's going to give you, if my phone works a little faster, it's going to show you, see, you're going to be able to see all of the videos and you're going to, like YouTube, and you're going to be able to find really easily what it is that you're looking for. Okay, so you're not going to have to scroll through weeks and weeks, a whole month really, worth of content that's on there. You can find it very simply. Like Saturday Awakenings with Amanda and Emily, Saturday Awakenings, Saturday Awakenings. Go back and check these out because there is a massive amount of power inside what we've done together. And we'll have to figure out what comes next because this is really fun, right?
Oh my goodness. Honestly, it's like so powerful and so incredible. So Suraj, sometimes you have long questions that we don't get to answer. Move through that sadness. That's what Wayne was just talking about. It's like if you're feeling sad because you feel like we're not answering your questions questions are often very long and involved. So you're free to contact me I have a Facebook page called Amanda Marie Master Channeler. I also have that's a private group. And then I also have my Facebook business page called Divine Living. Suraj, message me your questions through there and we'll get to them. There's so much power and energy on these live shows that sometimes the complexity of your questions or the kind of contrasting nature of sometimes some of the words in your questions, it's not easy to filter through and answer. It takes time. So if you're feeling sadness, that's never the intention, obviously, but just let it ride. Just be like, I'm done with the sadness. You're a sovereign being of light, Suraj. Your opinion matters. Your feelings matter. You're an amazing being. You always go in infinitely more depths than even where we are, and that's phenomenal, Suraj. So at any given moment, if you feel that sadness, let it go. There's no reason to feel sadness. You're perfect as you are. And we hear your questions. We recognize your questions. We're just busy in the flow moving forward. So feel free to message me and I'll answer your questions. And feel free to, message Emily at any time. We'll answer your questions. But that feeling of sadness is that feeling of not being heard, that feeling of not feeling worthy.
Yeah.
Feeling like you've got, you are worthy. You're an amazing being and your questions are always very intricate. I see a matrix in your questions.
Everyone, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah. No, go.
Everyone and this is for everyone, not just Suraj, everyone who asks questions inside of here, if we don't get to your questions, please know this, that your questions have been heard by the universe. Yeah, I love you too.
Yeah.
That your questions are heard by the universe. Your questions are heard by your own inner wisdom and your own intuition. The fact that you have asked means that if you're present and open, you're going to receive an answer. And it might not come from my mouth, and it might not come from Amanda's mouth, or it might later on as we continue talking, not right when you ask the question. I know that happened for Krista. She asked a question, and then as Amanda kept talking, the answer revealed itself. So know that when you ask a question, you're opening yourself to receive the answer. Don't miss the answer because you are upset that the answer isn't coming in the way you expected it to come. Okay?
Yeah, and Suraj, when you ask questions, oftentimes I see a matrix of energy and information. It's multidimensional. It's very, it's multidimensional in nature. So it takes more, I don't know. It just takes more involvement, and that's all. That's all there is to it. We love you all. The videos are also available on my Divine Living. Emily is like a powerhouse of live videos. This woman does interviews all week with people that are amazing. Definitely invite you guys to check it out. I do not have that level of videos. My Facebook page on Divine Living. I do my channeling. I'll put channeling up, or like my radio show I'm going to put up on my Divine Living from Thursday night. But yeah, these sessions, Emily, the live energy, the people that come in every time, you guys are all just the most, I tune in. It's like the most magnificent, beautiful energy. Thank you all so much for coming in on these Saturdays. You're just incredible. Yeah, Courtney, I love it too. And Emily is just like one of the most open, light, magnificent beings. You guys have got to check out her interviews with all different types of beings. She's into connecting with all different types of beings. That's really amazing.
Yeah, if you guys come check out what's going on at the Akashic Academy, like the page, follow the page, you're going to have all kinds of opportunity to learn many different kinds of modalities, what a lot of different people think. And it's really fun. There's like this beautiful community here. You see all of these high vibrating beings here who are coming together to hold this community together. awesome. So come check out what's going on. Fun stuff.
Yeah, we both have a lot of stuff going on. So continue to, follow us and see what's happening, because we're both out there.
Yes.
We're riding this wave. We're all riding this wave together, and we're just speaking to it. It's like we experience it and we're speaking to it. We're in this energy. We're in the soup all together. And everything that I'm reading, everything that I'm watching, no one's telling us where we're going. No one's telling us what's on the other side, because nobody knows. This has never been experienced before. This has never been experienced before. So all beings of light, no matter who you tune into, what you tune into, what your vibration is, where you come from in the universe, is the multiverse, no matter where you come from, we're all in this soup together in this moment of experiencing it and speaking to it, because it has not been before. This is new. This is new.
All right, everybody, go ride your wave for the rest of this weekend and reach out to either one of us. It is time for us to come together and really support each other, standing in this energy, staying present, standing in our missions. This is a fun time, so reach out, get the support that you need. Have a great weekend, everybody. Namaste.
And share this out. Share this information with everyone.
Share it with your friends.
Yeah.
All right, bye, guys. Just like we're sharing with you, you share with your friends. Okay? And then your friends will share, and your friends will share, and your friends will share, and all of a sudden we wake up and here we have this. Look at what we've done, right? Look at what we've created. All right, see you later, everybody.
Namaste. Namaste.